Welcome to the Care for Self module of the Healthy Relationship and Marriage Education Training. This training module highlights the importance of maintaining individual social, emotional, physical, sexual, and spiritual health to foster healthy couple relationships. For more information about Care for Self, review Fact Sheet 1, listed on the module website below, as well as the original chapter, Care for Self, Maintaining Physical, Sexual, Emotional, and Spiritual Wellness, authored by Angela Wiley, Francesca Adler-Bader, and Kelly Warzenik, and published in the National Extension Relationship and Marriage Education Model. As we review what Care for Self looks like in relationships, several tools and fact sheets have been developed to help you teach these concepts with your clients. Some of these tools will be referenced later on. If you haven't already printed these materials, you can access them on the website using the links below. Note that page 1 of each tool provides instructions for you to follow as you use the tools with clients. Page 2 can be copied and shared with clients as you see fit. Pause the video to review the fact sheets and tools. When you are ready, press play to continue. Care for Self looks at the different ways individual health, including physical, sexual, social, emotional, and spiritual, impacts relationship quality. Healthy, stable relationships not only help to produce better mental and physical health in individuals, but are also a result of better individual health. Having a healthy lifestyle can be just as important to relationships as communication, connection, and other relationship practices. As defined by the World Health Organization, health is a state of complete physical, mental, and social well-being. It is not merely the absence of disease or infirmity. In other words, health and well-being are not only about minimizing illness and health problems, but one must also practice positive lifestyle behaviors and good health habits. Some may wonder why a topic on caring for self is in a relationship education curriculum. What does that have to do with relationship quality? Well, we know from the research that how well or how poorly each person functions affects the relationship. Devoting attention to all aspects of our individual health can foster creation and maintenance of healthy couple relationships. We tend to think of a couple as one unit, but individuals within couples remain just that, individuals. If one partner consistently puts others' needs before his or her own needs, it can lead to feelings of being overwhelmed and too tired or stressed to provide adequate care and attention to loved ones. This is why it is critical to nurture ourselves, too. If you have flown on a commercial airliner, you are familiar with the flight attendant's directions for passengers to put on their own oxygen mask before helping those seated next to them. Similarly, when individuals devote time and energy to their personal health, they are better equipped to care for others. This has implications for parenting, too. When parents care for themselves and allow themselves to take a time out from time to time to recharge their batteries, they are more likely to be able to provide proper care for their children. In contrast, parents who are under a lot of stress and who are having trouble coping with certain issues are less likely to pay attention to or meet their children's needs. When we hear the word health, many of us think of physical health, such as choosing healthy foods, getting adequate sleep, being active, and avoiding substance abuse. In your work with clients, you probably don't have much influence on physical health. However, it is important to help clients understand how their health habits can impact their relationships, including parent-child relationships. For example, if a mother does not get enough sleep, she might be less patient, which makes her more likely to say things abruptly and possibly do things that could harm her child. Parents and caregivers also need to keep in mind how their health impacts their children. Children pick up on adults' eating, exercise, and sleep habits. If parents engage in unhealthy habits, then children are likely to as well. These habits can have a lasting impact into adulthood. Talk with clients about some fun ways they can incorporate more physical activity into their everyday lives. Another important aspect of care for self is sexual health. It is critical for individuals and couples to practice safety, avoid risks, and not be pressured in their sexual relationships. If you work with youth or foster families, sexual health education about STIs, HIV prevention, teen pregnancy, and other risks are important to address, either with the youth or with their caregivers. Talking about sexual health might be beyond your comfort and expertise. Take some time to read the fact sheet we provided on the website for more information. Social and emotional health cover a broad range of factors that are important for individual health. This module focuses on 3 factors that are key contributors to both personal and relationship health. They are positivity, mindfulness, and emotion regulation. We will go through each of these briefly. First, individuals who are more positive and optimistic tend to fare better in relationships. One way to be positive is to notice and appreciate the small good things in one's past, present, and future. Research shows that positivity is linked to better emotional and physical health outcomes. As people appreciate the good in their lives, they often find greater happiness, individual wellness, and relationship satisfaction. You can encourage clients to talk about happy moments in the past and present. Also, encourage them to set goals and talk about how family members can support each other in achieving their goals. Help them think about potential barriers to reaching their goals and how they can work through these challenges. Encourage positivity by helping clients develop a positive attitude about their future. To help your clients identify and appreciate positive moments in their lives, review Care for Self tool number 5, What Went Well. You can pause this video now to take a moment to review this tool. When you are ready to continue, press play. Another important aspect of social-emotional health is helping your clients identify and use their strengths. Many times when we hear the term strengths, we may think of talents, how fast someone runs, how well they play the piano, or how skilled they are at painting. However, strengths can also include personality traits, such as kindness and patience. Helping clients think more broadly about strengths and helping them identify and use their strengths can help improve their self-image, which leads to better social and emotional health. To help facilitate these discussions, you can use Care for Self tool number 8, What Are Your Strengths? Encourage your client to identify not only their own strengths, but also the strengths of their partner if they are currently in a relationship. The third key to social-emotional health is emotion regulation. Research shows that overreacting or cutting off one's emotions is linked to a number of emotional and social problems, as well as physical health problems. In contrast, people who are well-adjusted use positive rather than destructive forms of stress management. Emotion regulation also has important implications for couple well-being. Relationship researcher John Gottman and his colleagues have found that being able to regulate negative emotions during conflict or self-soothe when angry are critical for long-term relationship success. For example, trying to find humor in a situation or simply taking a few deep breaths can help de-escalate a bad situation. There is a tool that you can share with clients to help them identify their stress management strategies and consider healthy alternatives. Take a moment to review Care for Self tool number 4, Take Care of Yourself. You can locate this tool on the website below. Pause the video now, then press play when you are ready to continue. Researchers Nick Stenay and John Dufresne have surveyed more than 20,000 families around the world to identify some of the most common characteristics of happy families. One that consistently comes up is spiritual health. Spiritual health can take many forms. It does not necessarily refer to religiosity. Spiritual health is a way of making sense of our lives. It is shaped by culture, family, community, and others. Spiritual health gives life meaning, purpose, and guidance, and it is often associated with values and morals, how to treat other people. The key for addressing spiritual health is to acknowledge what it means to each individual and how it is incorporated into the couple relationship. To help introduce discussions about spiritual health, you can use Care for Self tool number 7, using spirituality to improve your health. Encourage your client to think about how sources of meaning and spirituality can strengthen their relationship. You can locate this tool on the website below. Pause the video now, then press play when you are ready to continue. Mental and physical health problems can have serious consequences for couple relationships. When they are not addressed, symptoms of mental illness can spill over into the relationship and cause relationship problems. For example, if one partner suffers from depression, the illness can skew his or her impression of the other partner. Issues that are harmful to the relationship may not be resolved unless the individual receives help from a professional. Physical health problems can also have a significant impact on couple relationships, especially when a partner has an ongoing health issue. If a family has to devote a lot of time, energy, and money to care for the individual, this creates a significant stressor for families. It is very important for couples to learn to cope with these situations and connect rather than becoming isolated. We understand that many of the clients you serve are likely to suffer from mental and physical health problems. As such, your priority is to address those needs by connecting them to the appropriate services. As those needs are met for your client, you may find their partner could benefit from tools shared in this training to help them understand ways they can remain supportive and engaged in their partner's life while he or she is trying to improve their health. Taking a child in, whether related or not, adds significant stress for individuals and couples. For example, kinship caregivers tend to be older and therefore might have poorer health and fewer finances. They are also more likely to be single. Oftentimes, these placements are sudden and unanticipated, leaving little time to prepare. Non-relative foster and adoptive families are often motivated to take children in and want to provide a loving home to protect from further harm. Still, each situation brings unique and unexpected challenges. Support services can buffer against caregiver stress and improve child outcomes for foster, adoptive, and biological children. Each situation requires adjustment and patience. Single caregivers must find ways to manage their stress so it does not interfere with their ability to provide good care and for the sake of their own health and well-being. Those who have a partner or spouse must also find ways to manage stress to ensure they provide a stable home for the child or children and for the sake of their own relationship. There are a number of ways that professionals can work with individuals, couples, and families to help improve the aspects of care for self covered in this module. For example, encourage individuals to identify stressors and consider how they usually cope. If any of their usual coping strategies are unhealthy, help them come up with an action plan to curb those behaviors and identify some healthier solutions. Talk about how other family members can offer support and encouragement to help the individual stay on track. Also, talk about some barriers that might stand in the way and how they can get past them. Another way you can help is to talk with your clients about physical and mental health issues. Ask if they are currently receiving help for the problem. If not, find out if they need referrals to practitioners who can assist them. Have a list of referrals and a variety of additional resources available to share with them. Last, have couples think of ways they can work together to encourage better physical and mental health in their families. If they are not physically active, what are some fun ways they can incorporate activities into their lives? If they are under a lot of stress, what are some things they can do together to de-stress and relax? Hopefully you have had time to review a couple of tools in this module. Take a moment now to review the other tools and fact sheets that accompany this module. As you do so, think about some individuals and couples with whom you work. How would you talk about these concepts with them? To view the tools, pause the video now and click the links on the website below. After you have reviewed the other tools, press play to continue. In conclusion, taking steps to care for one's physical, sexual, social-emotional, and spiritual health can have long-term benefits for individuals and couple relationships, and also has important implications for overall family well-being. Strong, stable couple relationships are dependent on healthy interaction patterns among partners, as well as healthy lifestyles of the individuals in the relationship. To review, in order to maintain a healthy relationship, each partner must focus on their own health by eating healthy and exercising regularly, setting regular sleep and wake times, noticing and appreciating the good things in one's life, finding ways to serve and use one's strengths, looking for the positive meaning in one's life, and managing stress in healthy ways.
Congratulations, you have completed Module 2, Care for Self. Please proceed with Module 3, Choose, which emphasizes being intentional, making the relationship a priority, and envisioning a healthy future together. If you have any questions about this training or these modules, contact Dr. David Schramm from the University of Missouri or Dr. Ted Futris from the University of Georgia. Their contact information is provided on the right panel.